Leon was the president of the Frankston Environmental Friends Network for a long time, and I think you were instrumental in putting it together, I think.
Well, with other people.
But more importantly, Leon is one of the references we've got in terms of, he's the expert on the trees of southeastern Australia, is that right? One of the experts. Wrote the book. So he lives in Frankston, and he's been a great inspiration to everybody that's been involved in restoration. Fantastic resource. Just briefly, what was the purpose of this exhibition? Well, we felt that parents and grandparents weren't really telling the stories of this community. And this is an opportunity lost. They needed to be told, and they needed to be kept alive. And it's something that most communities do and most societies do, but this community is starting to forget about it. So this was something that had to be done. And we wanted to stimulate the interest in history in this community. A community needs solidarity, and we need things that connect us, and sharing our history is the very least we can do. Very least we can do as a community. So one of the important 10 stories of this community is the story of Kananook Creek. The destruction and restoration, the rise and fall, the fall and rise of Kananook Creek. And the creek is the very reason for the settlement here in the first place. And it's intrinsically woven into our history. Therefore, a secondary purpose today is to tell the unfinished story and stimulate interest in shaping the final chapter. Basically, the main issue we have is resolving the responsibility for the recreational potential of the creek, which we always have had. So it's been left out of the current arrangement, so it's got to be put back there. And the assets of the DVA for desilting have got to be brought back and routine desilting, so we can use the creek as we used to. And there were 130 boats moored in the creek only 20 years ago, 0 today.
Well, isn't this fantastic? I'm absolutely delighted to be launching these stories that are so important for Frankston today. So this is about us understanding more about ourselves, and through that developing civic pride, and I think that's very important. Of course, the stories in front of us are fantastic. They're rich, they're vibrant, they're illuminating. They actually tell us, Rob used the word connected, they tell us more about ourselves. They actually connect us not just to our community now through events like this launch, but also they dig deep into our souls by telling us where we came from, who was significant on our landscapes. And if you read these stories, you'll get illumination about some of the overarching ideas within our community. I'm also very pleased to see not just the fact that we have their stories here, but we have the generational connection to those stories. I've just been talking, for instance, to Alan Wicks, whose great-great-great-great-grandfather, Captain Wells, is represented here on these boards today. And so you can read about where and who was the guiding force behind the naming of Wells Street.
My name is Glenda Viner. I'm the President of Frankston Historical Society, and we run Ballon Park Homestead in Frankston. The homestead was built in 1855, so one of the earliest houses here in the area, and it's still there today for people to visit and see how they lived in those days. An exhibition of this calibre takes quite a bit of money, not quite 100,000, because we've all done it ourselves. We've all put in the time and the effort. It has been put together on the smell of an oily rag, but I think that's what this community is very, very good at. From the first time that John Sage came to this area, to this open piece of land, as early as 1839, and he found fresh water here, It has been a very, very prominent town, and it has had a vibrant history. It's all that we've shared over the years. We need to be aware of those pioneers and what went before and what they've left us and what we are now going into the future. And we should be proud of those pioneers, and we should be proud of our community and what we put into it to go into the future. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Well, it was the dress of the day, and it was very, very warm here in Australia, so they did tend to take their petticoats off if they were the everyday type of person. But a lady of the day would have worn this sort of an outfit. She would not have gone away from her house without a hat and gloves. They learnt about slip, slop, slap long before we did.
Yes, I think it is. It's a new area compared with the other place, but it's very exciting. Very exciting and very fresh, I feel. Yeah. So my name is Melanie. I come from very affordable banners. So have a look at all the banners. I made all of them. I'm so proud of that. You know, because when Rob gave me the job about 2 weeks ago, so many banners and so many texts. I did day and night, and finally made. I'm very happy when I see people reading this banner. Yeah, they like them. Very happy, very exciting. Affordablebanners.com.au.
Yeah, well, we came to Cube 37 because we thought, well, we only had this as a one-day wonder. It was at the yacht club for 1 day, and all the work that went into it. And I thought, this is crazy. This has got legs way beyond just a one-day wonder. So Angela really was fantastic. She saw the opportunity to come in here over the Festival of Lights and up to Christmas. It was something we had desperately wanted to do. It was an opportunity. She helped us in terms of, well, how do we do this? She gave us that sort of support. And so she's been one of the inspirations for us, because without her, maybe this wouldn't have happened.